We're Sentia Health. We're in the business of streamlining and automating processes and have even automated the production of new software. Usually we talk about the state of healthcare and health insurance in the US, and today is no different. We are going to talk about healthcare finance and the impact of patient education on it. Healthcare and doctors are fine. It is health insurance that is lacking. I will be back to discuss our conclusions after the presentation.
We are going to demonstrate a completely new way to think about healthcare finance. We are going to present a completely new way to think about medical records. We are going to detail a plan to put these two things together, save millions of lives and trillions of dollars. This is an overview designed to hold your attention and make you think. Healthcare in the US is fine, the best even. The problem is health insurance. You have a bunch of bankers running companies with tens of thousands of employees who contribute nothing to the process and are housed in hundreds of huge buildings in every major city in the country while consuming valuable resources. The Commonwealth Fund, link in the pinned comment, published a paper about this detailing exactly how big insurance is killing people. Here is our summary of their conclusions. Health insurance is too expensive. Patient education is ignored. Health insurance companies have two inputs, a patient and a procedure. Health insurance companies have one output, a payment to the practice for the procedure performed. That is it. If we automate the process between the input and the output, then we have eliminated everything the insurance company does except for transferring the money. The only other thing we need to add would be some way to educate the patient on how to live a healthy lifestyle. That would result in fewer claims, causing reduced rates for everyone. This is a high-level overview, but is still going to be a bit technical. Bear with me, the concept is pretty simple. Most importantly, your health insurance company only returns 53% of your premiums as benefits. We can return the 47% they waste, on average, to the patient. There are other efficiencies we will explain and a way to manage chronic behavior-based disease. What we need to automate the insurance process is to capture the procedures performed in real time. If this new insurance company provides the electronic medical record, EMR, to the practice, we can do exactly that. Epic, Cerner, Athena, and hundreds of other vendors produce EMR systems. They are all doing it wrong. What we need is a simple, elegant program that captures everything the physician does with a universal code set. That way we can document the entire patient encounter without using an archaic method that only details diagnoses and procedures and ignores everything else, like ICD and CPT. Sure, some practices or specialties do specific things that only they need. To mitigate that, we have a tool that allows us to configure a checklist or request for information from the clinician. The practitioner types in a question once, and that question then appears in every medical record forevermore, along with the appropriate answers. This is fully customizable and can capture any data for recall later. The combination of this universal code set and the configurable questionnaires comprise the entirety of the EMR, making it lightweight, configurable, and easy to use. What we need for this EMR is a universal code set. The smart people at the National Institutes of Health have codified dozens of disparate data sources like SNOMED CT, ICD-9/10, CPT, plus many of the legacy EMR systems code sets into one database called the Universal Medical Language System, UMLS. There are over 14 million concepts plus VSAC and RxNorm. This is truly a one-stop shop, and it gets even better. Once you understand how this database is put together, you can look for anything using the exact same programmatic code and procedures, whether it is Epic codes or drugs or SNOMED. Even better, there are built-in crosswalks that will automatically find related concepts in another nomenclature, giving us the ability to translate back and forth almost automatically. The only other thing the Commonwealth Fund paper pointed out was patient education. If we can get Americans to move around a little and not engage in risky behaviors, they will live longer and consume fewer medical resources. Commonwealth Fund pointed out that if you tell an American to get an X-ray, MRI, or some other test, they will just go get it. That points to the fact that if you make it easy for the patient to comply, they will. Of course, it is far easier to sit on the sofa and flip channels than get in the gym. Since we have control of the system through the EMR, we know when the patient reads his or her education and how long it took. If they change their risky behavior, we can measure that with clinical data. The patient will lose weight, The patient's HDL will go up and the LDL will go down. Measurable changes will happen. When they do, we can offer discounts for good behavior. If you don't follow the education, your rates will increase. This puts the teeth in the patient education that the Commonwealth Fund is calling for to save American lives and drive down the cost of healthcare. To really spur adoption, Sentia needs to provide everything the hospital or practitioner needs to get the job done. Integrated health and wellness, as described above. Demo on request. Integrated email. You can't send medical information over email, it isn't secure. We provide an email-like interface that is secure. Self-scheduling. Patients will be able to schedule a 15 to 30-minute appointment with a chief complaint, reducing staff, questionnaires. This eliminates the reams of paper in the waiting room, can be completed from home or anywhere, and having to type the answers into the system. This is also the same functionality that makes the EMR universal, eliminating the need to design and build 135 different specialties. Reporting. Once the system is up and running, we can write reports to cover everything. Profit and loss, inventory, room utilization, the answers to individual questionnaires, or the aggregate of all questionnaires. Even a tax return is nothing more than a report that should be a one-click process when all the information is available. Telemedicine. Let's get rid of the brick and mortar completely. Much of what happens in medicine doesn't require a change of venue or even a venue at all. DICOM image viewer. The ability to share an image across the internet isn't new, but seeing the face of your practitioner and sharing an X-ray or an MRI and being able to draw on it or show a reticle to highlight structures is. Practice management. With all the modules above, we have all the information we need to fully manage the practice or hospital. Inventory, personnel, utilization, scheduling, the whole ball of wax becomes a few clicks. This is actually a fully fledged enterprise resource management system, ERP, that will allow the practice to design and maintain their own configurable processes. Yes, Epic, Cerner, and others are decades old and have been continually writing code and improving their products. Sentia has a few things they don't. Architecture. Databases and applications. We have a well thought out and executed architecture that groups functionality. We have a single sign-on SSO system that is the repository of all things security, authentication, and authorization that all our modules use. Second, we have a master data management MDM database that holds all shared information. Only the data for the application is stored in the application. Everything that could be shared between applications is stored in the MDM. Backend for front-end, BFF. Each user interface has its own backend for front-end layer that aggregates all the various database calls into one place. Insure is our product that shows us what a patient's insurance deductibles, copays, and co-insurances are. Insure also allows us to produce an accurate estimate of the cost for any procedure based on his or her current legacy insurance and the practice's negotiated rates. The Insure BFF combines the single sign-on, master data management, eligibility, integration, and of course the Insure APIs. This gives us a single point to program against and makes code reuse as easy as possible. Automation. We wrote a program that generates the architecture described previously. The application API and its BFF are generated automatically. The developer can then paste the SSO and MDM models that were generated previously into it from source control to have about 60 to 70% of the coding done on the first day of development based on the database design. This is how we replicate the work of literally thousands of people, like legacy insurance, with fewer than 10 in the same amount of time. First and foremost, this is a comprehensive rethinking of healthcare finance. Second, with the additional modules, we can solve the problems identified in the Commonwealth Fund's paper. There are 4 financial benefits to this process. 1. Your old legacy insurance company only returns 53% of your premium as benefits. With Sentia's new system that uses its own EMR to detect and pay for procedures, we can give the patient back that 47% in lieu of a $10 per month health insurance subscription on our platform. 2. With this EMR comes the elimination of medical coding, compliance reporting through automation and insurance adjudication, cutting the financial burden on the practitioner by over $70,000 per year per practitioner. 3. decreasing costs by providing built-in science-based patient education with incentives to live a healthier lifestyle in the form of discounts for demonstrated healthy behavior through clinical data, we further reduce the cost of health insurance through increased population health and reduced payments for chronic disease. 4. By mitigating the risk of extremely high-cost care individuals through reinsurance, we have further reduced costs by an average of 12.5%. There are 4 benefits to patients and practitioners. 1. Reduced costs for all. 2. Increased wellness due to reduced cost and patient education. 3. Increased profits for all practitioners on the system. 4. Reduced complexity for each practice on the system, further reducing costs. The average monthly premium for health insurance in the U.S. is $477 per month for a 40-year-old individual. Link in pinned comment. If we could cut this by half, and we can, that monthly premium would turn into $239. The drop in price does not include the $70,000 each practitioner spends on EMR, compliance and efficacy reporting and billing, coding, and collections. Much of this savings would be passed on to the consumer in the form of decreased costs. This also does not include the education windfall. As Americans are fully informed of the consequences of their health behaviors, we have shown that they will change these behaviors, resulting in decreased risk and therefore decreased costs. We already know that we have the best healthcare on the planet, and cutting the costs down to this $239 would make it among the most affordable. As the population gets healthier and we take over some of the more wasteful practices, we could see this dramatically drop to the most affordable while maintaining the best quality of care. Eventually, we will move to a pay-for-health or value-based care instead of a pay-for-procedure model. This would give the practitioner incentive to keep his or her patients healthy instead of rewarding performance of procedures. We have demonstrated a way to both reduce costs by more than half and increase the health of the affected population. We here in the U.S. already have the best healthcare in the world, and we have shown a way to also have the least expensive. I recommend taking a look at the Commonwealth Fund's paper. We have a rebuttal for each of their arguments and a concrete, well-thought-out solution to solve each of the problems they identify.
We have the system in prototype now, fully functioning. Contact us here or on our site, and we will be happy to provide a demonstration of the fully functional prototype. If you liked what you heard, please like and subscribe, click on the notification icon, subscribe to our newsletter, and follow us on all our social media and blog sites. We have built a comprehensive health information system to keep the patient healthy and on the right track, with the ability to incentivize healthy living while cutting far more than half from the cost of healthcare. Implementing this system should be fairly simple and will completely revolutionize the way healthcare is paid for, saving countless lives. We have shown a way to use this system to make the best healthcare system in the world also the most efficacious and the most affordable, and a way to move toward value-based care. Read the text version of this video on our newsletter site, senchahealth.substack.com, or click the link to it in the pinned comment. All of the reference material will also be linked in the pinned comment. We appreciate your attention and help with promotion, and invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. We will make every effort to read and answer every comment. Part of the reason we do this is to educate you and help you to educate others. Help us help you and every insured person in the world by clicking like and subscribe, telling the algorithm to show this to more people. Until next time.